What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. SummerSlam is over and fans want to know why Jey Uso betrayed his brother Jey. Also, can Santos Escobar capture the United States Championship from Austin Theory? Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including why Jey Uso quit the WWE, Rikishi's return leaked, WWE crowned a new US champion, why WWE didn't release information on Bray Wyatt's medical condition, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number one, a huge win for Rey. Rey Mysterio's United States Championship win over Austin Theory seemed a bit odd, as well as counterproductive for Santos Escobar, who's enjoyed a strong push over the last several weeks. Nevertheless, we believe that there's a method to what looks like WWE's madness. Don't be shocked to see Rey offer a title shot to Santos, giving Escobar the chance to wrestle his idol and give the fans one hell of a match, as well as a classic case of a student battling the teacher. Depending on how the WWE books this, Santos vs Rey could make Escobar into a legitimate star with the potential to break into the main event down the line. Let's just hope the WWE doesn't go with the predictable heel turn by Santos, as the LWO has become one of the WWE's most popular faction. Number 2, building up Edge vs Sheamus. Now, this is the first time the two have ever competed against each other. Still, there wasn't much build-up, at least until the Rated R Superstar and the Celtic Warrior shared a gripping story of how both men influenced the other's career. The WWE deserves credit for its match of mutual respect, which tends to turn ugly when one or both wrestlers lose their temper, something Sheamus is notorious for. WWE is set to celebrate Edge's 25 years in the company, so this one should be a banger. Number 3, Damage Control back in business. It was good to see Dakota Kai, Bayley, and Io Sky back in business as they took out Charlotte, Flair, and Asuka. While Dakota Kai apparently isn't cleared to compete, it's a good visual to have all three members of the heel faction, and their attack on the Queen and the Empress of Tomorrow suggests fans could see an uneasy alliance between Flair and Asuka against Damage Control. Number 4, LA Knight is in the house. LA Knight is so over right now that he could show up in the ring and order groceries on Instacart, with fans eating up every moment of it. Knight's match with Top Dollar was an afterthought, but the WWE Universe doesn't care, as he's got a hot program on Raw against The Miz, and he's no doubt being set up for something big on Smackdown when the opportunity arises. And Bobby Lashley build. It's always easy to tell which storylines the WWE's creative powers that be are interested in, because the storylines are given time to play out each week and they don't seem random. Such is the case with Bobby Lashley recruiting the Street Profits and the subplot of a larger plan at work here. But that was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, the Bloodline storylines are a meh. There's no escaping two things in the WWE right now. The first is that the Bloodline continues to drive the WWE's business, whether it's merchandise, ticket sales, ratings, or PLE numbers. The second is that nonetheless, the story has played itself out and it's fast approaching NWO vs NWO black and red levels of stupidity. Last night's explanation by Jey Uso for why he turned on Jey Uso was plausible initially, but once you put any thought into it, it's downright ridiculous. Fans are already grumbling about the Bloodline, and while the storyline still has life in it, it's not as great as the WWE thinks, and when the backlash comes, it's not going to be pretty. And number 2, Karrion Kross vs AJ, how not to book a feud. Karrion Kross vs AJ Styles is a type of feud that should need a little work to make it shine. Sadly, it appears the WWE had put zero work into booking it, turning it into another example of how not to book a feud. Even worse, this is yet another poorly planned program involving Karrion Kross, who is doing everything on his end, i.e. ring work and mic work, but is trapped in a no-win situation. The problem with this feud, as well as Kross's mini program with Rey Mysterio and even Kross's feud with Drew McIntyre to a lesser extent, is that WWE doesn't know how to employ the basic elements of storytelling to build and sustain fan interest in the program. Although the wrestlers' matches have been good, there's been no sense of drama behind their matches or much of a reason for AJ Styles to want revenge on Kross. Something as simple as a hype video or spirited promo could have sparked the fans' interest. However, the WWE has treated the Kross vs AJ program as filler, ignoring its potential for a good TV storyline to bring back viewers every week for something besides the Bloodline saga. Now, there was nothing downright ugly. Like Raw, the WWE kept storylines moving and set up new ones to capitalize on any fans tuning into Smackdown after watching SummerSlam. This wasn't the best follow-up to the show to a PLE, but it got the job done. But that was our review of Smackdown. What you guys think of Smackdown last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at Jey Uso quits WWE and possibly why. The top of today's news is the storyline of Jey Uso quitting the WWE after Jimmy Uso revealed the reason he betrayed his brother at SummerSlam, a story that could lead to a big bout at Payback. While we typically don't cover kayfabe as news, this storyline has some real ramifications for the business. Fans tuning into Smackdown heard Jimmy Uso explain why he prevented Jey from defeating Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship and the title of Tribal Chief. Simply put, Jimmy didn't want the power corrupting Jey as it has Roman. This led to Jey taking out Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns and Jimmy before Jey announced he's quitting the WWE. While Jey's apparent retirement was shocking, its only purpose is to delay the inevitable match between himself and his brother Jimmy. A rumor has it there is some interest in the WWE holding off on the brothers' first match until WrestleMania. There's considerable doubt whether it's wise to hold off that long without cooling fans' interest in the match. But WWE have made it even one step further, and they've put Jey Uso in the alumni section. They're going all the way with this. But nevertheless, what does Jey's WWE exit and Jimmy's revelation mean? As we'll see next, it could involve the Usos' dad, Rikishi, as Rikishi leaked his WWE return. So what does Jey Uso's dad Rikishi think of Jey walking out on WWE? Rikishi has been largely quiet during the Bloodline's various storylines, but he did react to the news via Twitter. Ringside News noted, following the conclusion of Friday Night SmackDown, Rikishi took to Twitter and tweeted the peace emoji to his son Jey Uso, seemingly reacting to his actions. But that's only the beginning, as Rikishi may have leaked his actual WWE return in an Instagram message. Inside the Ropes reported, a signing event has been advertised on the Hall of Famers Instagram page on August 26th, 1 week before Payback. Along with the location of the event and the accolades of the members of the Samoan dynasty, an interesting statement can be found at the bottom of the advertisement saying, "Come meet Rikishi before he referees at Payback." There's been speculation that Rikishi could show up on WWE TV to participate in the Bloodline family drama. If it happens, it will involve Jey and Jimmy or someone else such as Solo or Roman. Would you guys like to see the Hall of Famer involved in Jey and Jimmy's conflict or some other aspect? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, why hasn't WWE released any information on Bray's medical condition? Wondering why the WWE hasn't released any information on Bray Wyatt's medical condition that's kept him out of action for most of the year? Although reports indicate Bray battled a career and life-threatening illness, that's the extent of what we know. Ringside News reported Bray Wyatt is still not back in WWE and there are no plans for his return. Regarding the life-threatening illness he suffered, we were told there are HIPAA laws in place preventing the dissemination of that information even corporately. While Wyatt could opt to disclose his condition, he's under no obligation and frankly it's nobody's business unless he says otherwise. As reported yesterday, it's believed Wyatt is on the road to recovery and that WWE is already considering a storyline for his eventual return. Next up, AEW makes a weird match. And looks like fans who want something different will get their wish during this week's Dynamite. AEW announced that Jeff Jarrett will take on Jeff Hardy in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. What the hell is that? Well, it's probably just a regular death match with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre promotion on it. But do you think we'll actually see a chainsaw in the ring? Well, we did actually see one in the Attitude Era when Chainsaw Charlie had one, aka Terry Funk. And finally, did Ezekiel ruin Elias' career? Last but not least, where's WWE free agent Elias, and is it true that the storyline involving the Drifter's brother Ezekiel put the last nail in Elias' coffin? Ringside News recently contacted the WWE about Elias' status in the company and had this to report. We've asked about Elias and we got an update, but it's not a great one. We were told that no one is talking about Elias because the belief is that Ezekiel's storyline killed his career. Now we don't agree with this, as Ezekiel characters seem to be a breath of fresh air for fans tired of Ezekiel's one-note gimmick. His attitude and expanded moveset created an interesting mid-card character, that is until KO put him out of action and WWE eventually brought Elias back, doing absolutely nothing with him, much as it's done with his entire main roster run. As for his contract status with WWE, Fightful noted, WWE if Elias has signed a new deal, as many reports had is expiring in late 2022, but we haven't heard back. While the official line is that the WWE has no plans to cut its talent roster once it finalizes its merger with Endeavor, it's difficult to imagine the WWE maintaining as bloated a roster as it currently has once new management takes over. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.